nothing to eat, no place to sleep. All night long, folks walking the street. Doggone, I mean the panic is on.
I couldn't find a job. I'd get out and maybe hustle 15 places a day, banging on warehouse doors, stuff like that, trying to find a job. Impossible. I ended up selling apples, and it wasn't easy, you know. Especially in New York City, there was nothing that struck the imagination more than seeing a soup line of 500 people. Then 2 days later, 1,000 people, the same line. And they kept on growing and growing until they went around the block.
We haven't got no work, we can't get no work, we're looking for work. We can't get no work, but we will by someday in the future.
In Chicago, the new poor tore the wooden blocks from the city streets to use as fuel.
I saw the misery all around me. Thousands or tens of thousands of people evicted from their apartments, whole families. And old people sitting in rocking chairs and chairs on the sidewalk, nowhere to go, no food. They could starve to death because there was no social security. There was no unemployment insurance. There was nothing.
I ain't got no home, I'm just a roaming round. Just a wandering worker, I go from town to town. And the police make it hard wherever I may go. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore.
I decided that I should head west. In that period of time, there was only one way to get around, and that was by railroad, by boxcar. Some of the cars you get into maybe had 15 other guys in it. Wherever you'd hear a rumor that a job was opening up, thousands would be sitting up on top of the car. You have to pick the car up when it's doing 5 or 10 miles an hour. After that, I mean, you're taking a chance of losing your life. But you learn all of these things as you go along, something new every day.
Now we're going to give you a real inside view, an actual interview in a genuine hobo jungle.
What are you doing out here, bud?
That's my business, partner.
How about you?
We have special invitation out.
Out here for the climate.
What about you, son?
I'm just riding.
How about you, mister?
I have a friend who's going to get all of us a job.
Well, I'm employed in Colton Yard as Southern Pacific switchman. It's been my observation that every freight train coming into Colton has from 50 to 150 or 200 tractions on them.
I built a railroad.
I remember moving into the tent city, and then we had a large tent that was ours, and we had army cots in the tent to sleep on, and we had army blankets. I don't know where they got all of these provisions from.
There were field kitchens where they cooked for the men who were by themselves. Of course, my mother cooked for us, and we had a lot of soup, I know, because you had a lot of mouths to feed, so there was plenty of soup.
Once I built a tower.
Have a 3 cheers for the bonus that we're going to get.
We went down there with carloads of trucks coming from all over the country. Guys with no shoes on, ragged down clothes, practically begging for our money.
I came to Washington to get my bonus, and I'm going to wait for it till I get it if I have to wait till 1945.
What that brought you to Washington?
Well, to beat the undertaker, spend the money before the undertaker gets it.
I know who's made this country worth living in. It's just you fellas. Look, makes me so damn mad a whole lot of people speak of you as tramps. By God, they didn't speak of you as tramps in 1917 and 18. No. Take it from me, This is the greatest demonstration of Americanism we've ever had. Pure Americanism.
I knew something was going to happen, that they might be attacked. So I passed the police lines, and then I saw the soldiers advancing into the camp.
It's war, the greatest concentration of fighting troops in Washington since 1865.
The men all stood there, said, "Stand firm as long as you can." And they started throwing tear gas.
We had no training, special training to handle riots. Veterans refused to move. They got bricks and started throwing at the policemen. Several of the policemen were hurt, and some of the policemen picked up bricks and threw them back at the veterans. Here were young fellows, of course a lot younger than most of the veterans, were charged with going out and actually using force against people that had fought for the United States in World War I.
The men who had been under fire in Europe, and this was nothing new to them, kept the proper distance, and when a canister of tear gas would be thrown, part of the time they'd throw it back.
This is more than a political campaign. It is a call to arms.
New York City. Federal jobs for thousands at the rate of 100 a minute.
138 Green Street, New York, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. Municipal building, Borough Hall, Brooklyn, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.
This bank goes for direct relief, food, clothing, rent, fuel for the unemployed of this city.
Well, you're going 12 o'clock. I said, I got to get on that line and get a ticket, and here I am. So if you see me, I'm not lying.
I've been out of work for 3 years. I have a wife and 3 children, and I'm tickled to death to have a job.
WBA, 3 little letters that make life okay.
There was discrimination in some of the PWA projects. There was some discrimination probably in all of them. The unions had a union shop, which meant that they would supply the labor and that they would restrict the employment to the members of the union. Many of the unions discriminated against blacks.
You did what you were told to do on the farm.
Gavin, stop looking fine now, boy. I think they come around all right. I sure do think so, Cat.
The owner come out and said, well, you know, we got to ply up every 3rd row of this cotton because the government said we got too much. And you just go out there and leave 2 rows and ply up 1. You wouldn't explain nothing about the pay of everything. It was quite discouraging to think, well, I made this, now I got to ply it up. We had nothing. We didn't have a minimum wage. We didn't have Social Security. We didn't have a house to live in of our own. So we were in a land that grew cotton to make the best clothes in the world. We couldn't have because we couldn't buy it.
My daddy, he had an old truck, and he fixed that old truck up, and there was 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There was 9 of us that come in that truck. They tied everything on the cart. There would be tubs. There would be chicken coops with a few chickens in them. And everything that you can imagine, they would have them tied on these cars. And people would beg, borrow, steal, or anything, just get enough gas to get a few more miles.